But I do feel like they're trying to build the defense the right way this time, right? Because I always felt like we had all this. We're like Colorado.
Want to make sure you're getting all DMV news? Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. Once you hit that bell, make sure that your settings are on all, and you should be good to go. Should you not be, go check your phone settings for YouTube. Make sure all notifications are coming through, and you should be good to go for all Cowboys news, rumors, and more. Let's get it.
LT Overton. He's not a pass rusher. He's not a guy that's going to get upfield, but he's a guy that will eat up blocks and help in the run defense, right? So it's just another big body to kind of help, feed that mold to being your four tech, right? So kind of what, what people wanted Osa to kind of be, right? He's going to kind of be that mold, right? So don't expect sacks and all that stuff. He's going to do a lot of the dirty, grimy stuff if he makes the roster. But lunch pail, blue collar, motor, and he was the leader of that Alabama defense. Like him and Lawson, who went to Philly, right? Those was the guys for that Alabama front. So I really understand it. I probably just would have pivoted a little bit differently. But overall, I think it's a good value because think about this. We were able to trade back, get the 2-4s from Philly, and this is what it equates to. I'm really not too mad at it, to be honest with you.
I just like this. For years, we just never invested in the D-line.
Right.
Or the right type of guys.
We didn't. There was no futures picks. There was no developmental picks. We would put that love and care into the O-line.
Right.
Drew Shelton pick would be a pick we would do in the past. That's not really surprising.
Right.
We would never take the player that we didn't need to play immediately for the D-line.
Right. I always felt like we had all this. We're like Colorado, right? We had all this. We had corners, right? We had edges. Like we had the side ingredients, but we never had the main engine as far as Dallas is concerned, as far as the interior and then built from the inside outside, right? I feel like that's what they're really doing right now, that they're building from the inside out. And now you have a lot of just wood you can toss into that fire pause if you want to. And I think that's because that's applicable. Because positive applicable. You know what I'm saying? But that's where Christian Parker comes from. I'm a big fan.
What's up, everybody? So we're going to start these film sessions with giving you like a little breakdown of who the players are, as far as like giving you some of the notes, and then we'll go over the film, right? So for number one, like last video I had, it was top 5 things you need to know about Devin Moore. So these are the top 5 things you need to know about LT Overton, right? So number one, he's got elite pedigree traits, and that's good for where the Cowboys were able to get him. He was a former 5-star recruit, reclassified early, size 6'5", 285. So he has real upside. If you look at him and you're going to watch the tape, plays with real strength. Now, there are some things that could be sharpened up, and we're going to talk about that, and you're going to see it when we talk about it in the film. But definitely has the pedigree, and that's something that we talk about on this channel often. We talk about pedigree. Number 2, misuse early. Texas A&M moved him all over, edge, linebacker. So Alabama was who gave him the structure that you're looking at now, which is going to help the Cowboys later on down the line. So you're now just seeing him in the role that he's probably going to be. But just know there is some versatility. So that's something to like coming into the Cowboys team, knowing that they're going to be versatile, but eventually they're going to move into what Christian Parker likes to do, which we're going to find out pretty soon. I don't have the answers to it, but knowing that he could do multiple things, that can only mean a good thing, especially if they drafted him. Number 3, like we talked about, versatility, which means that he could be a scheme weapon down the line. To me, I don't think that this is a guy that's going to come right away out and play, but I do think that this is something for down the line, and it's depth. We have young depth. Rome talked about it, did an excellent job on Cover 3 talking about it, where, the Cowboys used to plug old veterans that are on their last leg. Now they're building a chain of youth with pedigree. So I like it. So here's a breakdown of some of the things that he's done with his snap. So he's about 45 to 50% edge, 30 to 35% interior, and then 15 to 20% stand up in multiple fronts. So to me, I look at him more of an interior guy. 4-eye. I talked about it on Cover 3. I think he's more of I think that he's a. I'm not going to say that he's a body, but I think that he is your vegetables and what you need in a 3-4 type defense later on down the line. Number 4, power and run defense. Very good at it. Strong at the point of attack. Sets the edge. Controls gaps. I think you'll be able to 2-gap scheme with him a little bit, meaning, you'll be able to have him and he'll be able to plug and play 2 gaps. So I like that. Heavy hands, plays physical. And then number 5, you're gonna have low production from him, probably low pass win rate type stuff, because you're gonna see in the film he doesn't attack the passer with the plan. Or if the plan is for him to just kind of stay still and plug the gap, then he does a hell of a job doing that. But you're not going to see moves from him. You're not going to see counter moves. And I think that this is the big drawback with him, is that he's not really the pass rush threat right away, right now. But who knows? With BT Jordan working with him, we'll see. He's going to be allowed to develop. And I'll give my final breakdown after we watch a little bit of film. And let's get into it. All right, let's go back to the beginning. So what we're going to see now is a little bit of Senior Bowl footage, and we're going to skip around because, we don't want to be here all day. This is actual real raw footage. I didn't take highlights or anything like that. I took, a little bit of Senior Bowl footage, 3 minutes from the first 3 minutes of snaps versus Florida State, first 3 minutes of snap against Georgia. And you get an idea of what I'm talking about in those top 5 and what to expect, right? Okay, so let's look. Like I said, plays with a lot of physicality. And you see what I like? Now it gets thrown around a little bit here, but I like that he plays low. I like that he plays with leverage when he's playing in the run game. Now he kind of stands up a little bit in the pass game, but I like that he plays with leverage. Now look, he ends up taking that tackle or interior lineman back because he plays with leverage, and we talk about those strong hands. Look at that. That's leverage. We talk about leverage. You're taking on 2 blockers here. This is something that in Dallas, we have not seen this in quite some time. We talk about Alabama offering structure. He's going to have structure at the NFL level. He's going to have top-level coaching. So this is something you can work with. You can work with a guy who understands leverage. Okay, that's him standing up. Like I said, look, no real plan rushing the quarterback. No real plan. So don't expect him to get 1 million sacks, y'all. I'm just telling you. Because he's not going to. He's not that type of player. Like, he's kind of like the type of player that when we had Chris Canty wasn't the sexy type player, but he's tough. And that ended up helping the Giants win Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? Not with Dallas, but with the Giants. Okay, now we're cutting to the Florida State film. And again, it's not highlights, it's just raw film. I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead because we actually want to see the all 22 version of that. Okay, look, standing up on the edge. Look at that. That right there is good technique for setting the edge. He's also in a position that if it were to go wide, he can spill. And by spill, that means making them keep going wider, and I got the angle to you on the sideline. Okay, let's go back. Because look, I ain't trying to hold y'all all day. So that's him on the arrow. He's on the outside. See, he's surfing right there. He's surfing. So surfing means I'm in a position to make up. It's a third down. This is money down. This is a passing down right here. Look at this. Look. No real plan. No real plan. So that's the expectation I want to set for y'all. No plan. He plays high. It's kind of weird. It's the opposite of what you want in the run game, in the pass game. Like, if we could skip around a little bit. Okay. Now he's lined up inside the tackle. So the snap right there. Let's see if I can find you guys another quality snap against Florida State. They got their butts whooped. Now he's in what it looks like. It looks like he's in he's 4-eye. I think this is a 4-eye. Mobile 4-eye because he's more shaded inside the tackle instead of being directly in the center. So he's going to follow the pull. Fooled by that play, but we'll see. You know, we'll see when Dallas gets him. This is off the edge. He could use a little bit of work on getting off the ball a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. I like the stance, and I do like to get off actually here better than I like some Georgia film. So we can skip to some Georgia film. And also, too, man, do your own research, too. This is just some of the stuff that I'm able to pull. You know, he's standing straight up. Look, in the past situations, I don't know if he approached it like it was run first. Yeah, he's a little low. My bad. That's on me. That are professionals. This is what you need. Again, he's lined up in the 4-eye. This is where I see if the Cowboys were to move to a 3-4. Okay, it's a pass rushing situation again. Look, no real bend. Man, it's going to take years, though. See, the thing about defensive line is that it could take years. And by about year 3, I think that he's not going to have the pressure on him to develop or be the guy right now. So he's going to learn from Kenny Clark. He's going to learn from Quentin Williams on how to actually, you know, be that. We can get you a better one. We can get you a better one than this. We can get you a better one than this. So we're going to go back to speaker view. And so I like the player. I like the pick. I think that the title is going to be sleeper because I think that he's going to develop quietly. He's going to develop right up under your nose. And then you're going to say, that's a really solid player for us. And if it kind of reminds me of the reverse Mozzie situation. Like with Mozzie, he had to develop right now. He had to be a guy right now. And Mozzie needed the development. And I think over time, I think if Mozzie was allowed to develop and there actually be a plan for him, he could have been pretty good for the Cowboys. I think here they remind me somewhat like very similar, but they're not. Like I think Mozzie had more physical traits. He was stronger, but I think LT, both of them raw, especially in the pass rushing game, especially off in the in getting off the football game. But I think with LT, I think he's a better football player. I think he's, if that makes sense, I think his IQ is a little bit better. I think he understands the role a little bit better. And I think he could be a good player for this Cowboy team. But I look, in the comments, I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. You know, this is a real film type session. And let me know what you think, man. I think this could be the sleeper pick of this litter right here. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Peace.